up, everybody? How's it going? It's Toothless Wonder back again with another video. Today we're going to be covering the Elgato Wave 3. Now this microphone is a phenomenal microphone. We're going to kind of dip into the certain stuff you can do with it. It pretty much is a medium ground between a USB mic, because this is a USB mic, and a XLR mic, which I think is awesome that Elgato was able to come out with it and kind of have it out there to be kind of that middle ground, so you're not having to go and dip into not only buying the microphone itself, then buying an audio interface for you to run your audio through. That way your stuff can capture it, your computer can capture it, because it can get pricey super fast. And yeah, I mean, I think that this is the best bang for its buck. We're going to go over what I've done to it to make it sound more like this, because it originally sounded like this, which you can tell a difference with it. This one sounds more airy, doesn't sound as smooth in my opinion. So we're just gonna go ahead and we're just gonna dive straight into it, feet first, head first, however you want to call it, and we're just gonna jump into the video. So I will see you on the next screen. All right, so we're back here now. We're gonna go ahead and move on over to the other monitor. So the step one, got the mic, right? Check, done, mic purchased. The microphone itself does come with a desk stand. What I decided to do was to go with the Wave high profile arm. That way it kind of reaches up and over the monitor, bringing it down to right here to where it's sitting at, instead of low profile, which will be coming up from the bottom. I didn't want to have too much stuff in my way because I'm a keyboard and mouse player, so I didn't want it to be getting in the way of me trying to do anything that I wanted to do on my PC itself. This kind of stays out of the way. I can move it. I can bring it right back. I can push it farther away if I really want to. And it does what I need it to do. So after you bought your microphone, the Elgato Wave 3 mic comes with software that you can go onto Elgato's website to download called Elgato Wave Link. So we're going to pull that up real quick. So this is it right here. You're at the Elgato website. From here, you're going to want to go to the top right next to the shopping bag, called Downloads. You're going to hit the downloads. It's going to pull your stuff up. I'm running Windows. You can go through and select for Mac as well. Your product is going to be, this one is the Wave 3. So you're going to go right here to the Wave link. It's version 1.6.2 for Windows. You're going to want to go ahead and download that one. And you're also going to want to download the Elgato audio effects as well. That gives you more of your stuff that you can pull in there to get like rid of the background noise. So you got a mechanical keyboard, you don't want all that clickety clackety while you're recording and typing stuff to pull up stuff. It kind of minimizes what you can hear and really focuses on your voice itself. So it's super simple. Hit download, then you'll go right up here to your downloads, and then you can pull it up and you'll be good to go. So once you got it downloaded, you're gonna pull up to right here. That's where I put mine at. That is called the Elgato Wave Link. That is the software itself for the Elgato mic. That way you can do everything you want. So you go ahead and open it up. I already have it open, so I'll just pull it right here. And this right here, I don't have anything super crazy added just yet. There's plenty for me to explore on this microphone still. You can bring in, I think it's up to 7 to 9, something like that, channels. I plan on bringing like my music in there and stuff like that. But right now I just have it dumbed down just for this, just for me to have it super clear, precise, not muddy up the screen, trying to have people focus on too many things at once. Just have it there. So right here is the audio effects, right? And when you pull it up originally, it's going to look like this right here. No audio effects, nothing there. This is for the system, it's not for the mic, but it's gonna look just like that. So Elgato has this thing where it is the suggested downloads for, they're called VST plugins, which will help you kind of fine tune your mic to make it sound how you want it to sound. I personally wanted more the studio podcasty sound, kind of bold but not overtaking, and just kind of make myself sound a little bit better. You're going to want to download is the Elgato equalizer. If that's the route that you want to go, that's fine. What I personally decided to download was the Reaper plugins. So you're going to click that link right there. Go go down, you have your download plugins right here. I went with the second one, the V2.36 64-bit. Once you download it, you're going to want to extract it, put it to its own folder. That way you can find it. And then you can also do custom downloads of what you want it to actually download itself, from everything from the compressor to the noise gate to the equalizer, all that kind of stuff. All the goodies will be right here. So say you got it downloaded, you installed it, put it to its own area that you wanted it. Next, you're gonna hit the coggle up on the top right, audio effects. You'll scan for plugins. I have no new ones added because I've already added them. This is already a pre-set up mic that I did prior to making this video. But so you'll show my scanned ones. These are all the ones that I have. They're not all the ones that I have currently used. They're just the ones that came with the Reaper stuff. You're gonna go down here to the bottom left, right here where you see this, where I'm circling around at. You're gonna click that. And like I said, originally it's not gonna show anything in there after you've done the thing with a toggle, with a coggle and brought everything in and imported it. You will then hit the plus button, and the ones that I have on here are the Elgato one, which is the noise removal. They also have, I have AMD, they have the NVIDIA version as well, which will help take out some of that background noise, mouse clicking, keyboard clicking, anything like that. And it does its job. I just personally, I was NVIDIA and then I went to AMD, so I'm not using the NVIDIA one, obviously. Next is going to be the Kakos. That's going to be your Reaper plugins that you just downloaded from that website, extracted, did your thing. You're going to do the compressor, the equalizer, and the gate. That's what I added to it. And then with the Elgato one, I just did the Elgato noise removal. So once you have it on there, you're going to go through, you're going to turn that on because it's going to, like I said, the Elgato noise removal is going to remove tons and tons and tons of that background noise. It's going to make it 10 times better. It's going to make it sound like you're sitting in a studio, not having stuff just bombarding you in the background and the mic just picking everything up, because nobody wants that. Nobody wants to hear that. It makes it sound better. Next, you're going to have the compressor, right? So if I go to the compressor right here, and this is just what I have mine set to. Like right now, if I were to get really, really loud, it's not going to go over a certain level. So right now I am yelling, I'm getting loud, but it's still keeping it there. That way I'm not going through and blasting your eardrums out or anything like that. I can also talk soft and it's going to keep it at the same level. It's going to just sound all put together from talking soft to yelling. It's going to be good. Next, what I have on here is the equalizer. So the equalizer is what's going to be doing the actual smoothing out of your voice and your sound, right? And when people look at this chart, they're like, oh shit, I don't know what to do. And I was that way too. I watched some YouTube videos, I did some research on it, and I kind of played with it. When it starts out, it originally starts out in just a flat line, right? And that's just completely just how it comes. And the best way to do it is just talk, record, and mess with the levels of it to see what you want for your voice, what works for you, what you want to achieve, what kind of sound you want, just anything like that. You just mess with it to get to where you want it to be. So on the first one, what I personally did on this low shelf, which is going to be more your bass, more your boom, kind of smooth sounding lower voice, which I normally have a low voice as it is, just not like anything crazy. I just kind of wanted it notched down just a little bit to kind of get that clear kind of podcast sound. I brought that up to 6.2 decibels. So I brought it up right at this 6 plus. Next, it's gonna be your band. I left that one alone. Number 2, I did not touch at all. I didn't move it. I did nothing with it because it was fine for where I wanted it. For the third one, which is your band 3, I brought that down to a negative 3.4 decibels. And then for number 4, which is your high shelf, that's gonna be more your high sounds, more of your it can be more of your like airy kind of presence voice. I brought that down to right here at negative 5.2. You can go anywhere from like negative 4 to negative 6. That's what worked for me. I put it on 5.2 and it worked out perfect. So that's where I kept it. And this is all, again, completely based on what you want it to be, what you want it to sound like, what works for your voice. And you're going to really want to try to just mess with it and play with it. to see what works for you. And then next, what I did was the noise gate, which I'll pull up right here. So this itself, you see me talking right here. This green is me talking. It's gonna be going to do its thing. And on the right side as well, you can see me talking. Once again, I didn't mess with the wet, I didn't mess with the dry, I didn't mess with the noise, none of that. The only thing that I did here, originally the slider will originally start right up here. And to do this, you're gonna want to sit completely quiet, have just your PC running, whatever would be running normally that could be making any kind of noise. You're gonna want to have just that, not you talking, not you doing anything, just that, right? And that is gonna what's gonna help remove that. So you gotta let it get completely quiet, which I'm about to do right now. Okay, see, I let it drop all the way down. That was my fan on my PC that you saw, that little bit. So you're gonna want to bring this slider to right above that, or a little bit above it, whatever you want to do. I just chose to go right above it. That way, it's not gonna trigger the microphone to pick it up. It's not gonna make it where it's gonna be hearing that fan kind of whirl on my PSU or anything like that. It's gonna be just quiet, which is great because you don't want to hear fans running or anything like that. It makes it to where anything below that point isn't going to be triggering it, and then anything above that point, such as talking, stuff like that, that's what will trigger the response and attack on the microphone itself to actually start portraying and putting out your voice and what it's picking up. So now that we went through that, and that's the thing, that this is completely how you want it to be, how you want it to sound, what works for you. I personally have the microphone sitting about 1.5 to 2 fist lengths away from my mouth. I could, if I want to, I could bring it closer, but I just wanted to have it close enough where I could pick everything up, sound good, sound professional, studio sounding in a way, and just have it running like that, right? So that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, let me switch over here real quick. That's pretty much what worked for me. It can change person to person, your voice, anything like that. It can change completely depending on you as an individual. So now that we went into that, let's kind of get into the microphone itself, right? So this microphone comes with, on the top, you just touch it, just tap, it'll automatically mute it, which I think is cool. Then instead of having like click a button and you can just done. On the front of the microphone, it also has a knob on it where you can click. There's 3 different settings on it. It's for the gain, for the microphone volume, the headset volume, and then your stream mix volume. So you can change it completely to how you want it to be on the levels of it. If you want to hear yourself more, you can change that and everything on the microphone itself. Like, once again, you can do it on the Wavelength software, but this microphone just brings that kind of extra little niceness to it that you can do it on the microphone. It also comes with, on the back left up here, the audio jack for headphones, so you can plug it directly into the microphone and get instant feedback of hearing yourself, what's going on, what it's sounding like, everything. And then it also has the USB-C connector, which you just run to your PC, plugs directly in. Elgato does a great job of plug and play on a lot of the stuff that they do. You just plug it straight in, get it rocking and rolling, good to go. Now, they also have the Wave 1. The only thing with the Wave 1 is that you don't get that touch to mute on the top. It's a little bit smaller, not like in width, but just a little bit smaller in length. And then it also only has the one part that you can adjust on it just for the volume of the microphone itself. You can't adjust anything else on the microphone itself. So you don't get those 3 options that you would get with the Wave 3. Great mic, still sounds the same, still does everything the same. That's just the only main things is the mute, the size, and then you just don't get those 3 additional options or those 2 additional options on the microphone. You just get that one with the Wave 1. So the arm that I chose to go with this is the Wave High Profile arm. The reason that I went with it is because I wanted to have it be able to come up and over my monitors because I didn't want it to be in the way. It also comes with a cool thing on it. Um, they have the low that they have the low profile. Sorry, that will be like lower to the desk. I just didn't want it in the way. I didn't want to move it constantly. This one I can move as much as I want, and it's gonna be okay and just out of the way from my hands. The last thing that I want is stuff in the way of my hands when I'm either trying to make something video or content wise or streaming or just playing games in general. I want my space to be clean to where I can do whatever I want to do, have plenty of room to move around and do my thing. Um, this arm also comes with a rubber backing on it that you can pull up, and it's super super cool. Helps with cable management, helps get those pesky cables out of the way because nobody wants that. Nobody wants to fight through cables and feel like they're sitting in a jungle at their desk. So you can actually run your cable up through the arm itself and then back out the back and then down. How I have it, it runs down and then into my PC, into the back of it, just to help get that extra cable out of the way. I mean, I already have cables for my mouse, my keyboard. Sometimes I have my phone charger up here. I just didn't want any more cables. And that's one cool thing about this is that you can have good cable management with it. But that pretty much does it, guys. I mean, I can go on and on about this mic. I don't want to bore anybody to death about this mic. It does great. It does phenomenal. I highly recommend it, especially with the right tweaking. It can sound 10 times better than what it does when it comes out of the box, depending on what you're wanting, sound quality and audio quality wise. That is completely up to you. But yeah, I hope that you'll have a great day. Thank you for checking out the video. Thank you for hopping in. If you like what I did, if you want to see some more content, feel free to like, share, comment. Let me know what you think. If you have any ideas of stuff that you would like me to go over to dive more deep into on either the mic or anything else that I bring, feel free to drop it in there. If you have any suggestions for anything, feel free to drop it in there. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them. I can get back to you as soon as I can. If you have any friends or anything like that, shoot the video on over to them if they're getting the microphone or think about getting the microphone. And yeah, I hope you'll have a fantastic day. Stay wonderful, stay beautiful, and y'all take it easy. Peace.